We start with something that is helpful to you. It was very helpful to me, especially this weekend. Support comes from ZBiotics. And let me tell you that this little bottle is a game changer. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It is designed by PhD scientists to help you feel your best the morning after you drink. Now, here's the deal. When you drink, our bodies create a toxic byproduct that causes those rough mornings. Well, ZBiotics breaks that down before it builds up. So I started using it before nights out. One of my first times was at a dinner party with friends, a couple glasses of wine. I woke up feeling fresh, no fog, no drag. It works. So as you toast, tailgate, or celebrate the season, make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night, and then drink responsibly, of course. Go to zbiotics.com/lemon and use the code LEMON for 15% off of your first order. And if you're not completely satisfied, they're going to refund you, no questions asked. That's zbiotics.com/lemon, and trust me, your tomorrow self will thank you. Good morning. Who said that I was on CP time? Someone said that. Don, I'm not on CP time. Okay, kind of. Today I am. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Happy Monday. Everybody stretch, lemon heads. Wow. I do have a lot to report to you today. There's a bunch. I don't know what you guys, how your weekend was or whatever. I'll show you. You know, we needed a little break this Friday, and we had a show that was made people laugh. Hopefully it made you smile. And you know, I'm not the one out here taking government assistance away from people. So, you know, I had a good time on Friday, but did you see that mess at Mar-a-Lago? Donald Trump had the government is shut down and they're partying with naked ladies and shit. Half naked ladies. Boy, that's a picture. Now, you know, if I see someone in a Halloween costume with their kids or whatever, I can understand that. But this was something else. So let me know. Yeah, right. Well, people are on food stamps. This is going on. It's a mess. They don't really care. And did you, that 60 Minutes interview, by the way, that's the news today. If you didn't see that, if you want to know what Donald Trump is thinking, the mindset of the people there, Donald Trump has nerve enough, you know, he and his flunkies have nerve to talk about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. And Trump was asked about the Binance guy who did terrible things with crypto. You know, his family's heavily invested in crypto right now, if you know what I mean. You're picking up what I'm putting down. He pardoned him and he said, I don't know anything really about him. I just heard that it was a Biden witch hunt. And Biden was the one who was in cognitive decline. Biden is the one that didn't know what he was doing. It's crazy. But just real quickly, did you guys, can we get the Mar-a-Lago thing? I just want to show a little bit of it before that interview is where we're going to start, except I just want to show you this, right? People are in food bank lines. And this is what's happening at Mar-a-Lago.
You're muted, Don.
I'm still looking for the beat there. But anyways, there's another one too. I sent some other ones where you can see Donald Trump in the crowd. There are a bunch of them. But anyways, so that was at Mar-a-Lago, right? Yeah. Crazy. So you know, let them eat cake. In this case, not even really cake. What is it? Let them eat Malamars or Twinkies or something. I mean, wow. That looks actually extremely boring. Anyways, everyone hit thumbs up, the like, and here we go. I'm ready to go to class. You guys ready for class this morning? You ready to talk about it? Now I'm going to play this, and hopefully CBS doesn't get upset because this interview is the news. It gives you a window. And I have to say, Norah, there are a couple of times, and I do know Norah, so if you watch this, I like you a lot, Norah. You know that. You could have pushed back a little bit harder, but look, who knows? That's just me, because she's a great journalist. I would have pushed back a little bit harder, but she's in who knows what position that she's in, and she's not. Nora's not a fraidy cat though, so Anyways, nice job. But here's the thing. Donald Trump lost his mind, and I'm going to play you some of the interview, but I want to tell you about the interview, okay? And sometimes I was like, how am I going to explain to people what this interview was like? You know what it reminded me of? It was not an interview, but it's like a mirror. And as I was getting dressed, I was like, yeah, it's like this mirror right there, right? Sometimes in a mirror, you'll look at a mirror, or you'll be walking by a window and you get a glimpse of yourself and you think, oh, damn, is that really what I look like? Is that what I look like? Let me see. Okay, or is this, sometimes you're like, I'm sure there are some people who don't care. They may look in that mirror or that reflection and go, is this what I've become? Is this what I've become? Donald Trump sat there at Mar-a-Lago like a man convinced that he owns everything, that he owns the world. That not that he owns the place, Mar-a-Lago, not just the resort, but the country. He is sitting there under chandeliers, talking like the presidency is still his. Like accountability is optional. And the wild part here is that he sued 60 Minutes last year for cutting part of his interview with Kamala Harris, sued them for editing it, and now here we are again. It's the same show. It's the same man. CBS cuts out parts of the interview again. And they posted different clips online than they posted on TV. And the ones online, probably don't, I think it was like 1/100th of the audience or something like that saw it when he was, talking shit about CBS. But only this time he's not mad. He is bragging because he said, they paid me a lot of money. And of course he's grinning about it. They paid me a lot of money. You can't make this shit up. You know that. That's the irony in all of this. Paramount, what? Now, I guess they weren't there in order to close that deal. Sherry Redstone had to give Donald Trump that money. But I'm sure Paramount had some say in it. Who knows? But that was the irony. That's how power works when nobody checks it. So when a man who can flip from victim to victor in the same breath, and then the press just rolls the cameras like it's business as usual. In this interview, this man is out here saying that ICE agents haven't gone far enough. Those are his words. Haven't gone far enough. While people are being dragged out of their homes, families torn apart, kids waking up to boots and flashlights in the dark. And he's saying, go harder. What kind of a person says that? Seriously, what kind of a person says that? I want to back up a little bit because maybe I should play some of this stuff so that you can see it. We have the part of the interview that they cut out where he goes, right? We don't have the Kamala Harris clip, I'm sure, but what they cut out was not, did it shorten it? Yes. Did it change the sentiment of what she said? No. And that happens all the time in television. But let's get the part where he's talking about 60 Minutes, and this is the part that they cut out, I guess, or they maybe only put it online. Am I correct with that, producers? They put it online later?
Yes, I believe so.
Roll it.
I want to ask you about another matter. James Comey, John Bolton, Letitia James were all recently indicted.
Oops, my fault.
Actually, 60 Minutes paid me a lot of money, and you don't have to put this on because I don't want to embarrass you, and I'm sure you're not. I think you have a great new leader, frankly, because the young woman that's leading your whole enterprise is a great, from what I know, I don't know her, but I hear she's a great person. But 60 Minutes was forced to pay me a lot of money because they took her answer out that was so bad, it was election changing 2 nights before the election, and they put a new answer in. And they paid me a lot of money for that. you can't have fake news. You've got to have legit news. And I think that it's happening.
Mr. President?
I see good things happening in the news. I really do. And I think one of the best things that happen is this show and new ownership, CBS and new ownership. I think it's the greatest thing that's happened in a long time to a free and open and good press.
You're muted, Don.
Why am I always muted? This is where Norah, because I would have just jumped right in there and kept talking. Like, sir, please, can you let me thank you. The reason, maybe she couldn't say that. The reason that they paid you had nothing to do with the legitimacy of whether something was edited or not. It was that the company was in the middle of a merger and acquisition, and they did not want it stopped. Now, I don't know if she can say that working at CBS, but that is the truth. That's what happened. It had nothing to do with because if it did, hey, they wouldn't be doing it now. But I guess what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. And as far as the new leader of CBS, the Barry Weiss of it all, Barry Weiss has no experience running a news organization at the level of this. He runs basically what is a newsletter, the Free Press. No television production experience that I know of. Nothing. The only reason that Donald Trump likes her is because of his friend, Larry Ellison, who owns Paramount, who is David Ellison's dad. And they're all big Trumpers. And so and Barry Weiss, I assume, is a big Trumper as well. Barry Weiss was at the New York Times and then left and said it was too woke and too liberal. And then she started her own thing. Good for her. She started her own thing. So this is not personal about her. I'm just giving you the thing. She does not have the experience to do what she's doing. Good luck to her. I hope it works. And I hope it works for all of the people, the journalists who work at CBS and 60 Minutes and all of the programs there. However, these people are no more experienced. As a matter of fact, far less experienced than a lot of the people you got rid of in order to bring your ideology to CBS, to bring a right-wing ideology to CBS. Because I had never watched CBS and once thought that they were woke. If anything, I'm just like, man, they are really hedging a bit. Everything is like kind of soft around the edges. 60 Minutes doesn't go hard. They're not rude. 60 Minutes it's just there, and it's a microphone and the camera and the light, and you answer the question or you don't. And if you don't can't take the heat, then you got to get out of the kitchen. That's to me what 60 Minutes is, but that's not right or left because they do it with everybody. So like I said, I mean, it was wild because he sued 60 Minutes. Which was crazy. Well, actually, he sued CBS for the very same thing that they did. It's crazy that we live in this world now. And I said, you cannot make that up. And then he is saying that they should go harder on people who are being dragged out of their homes, that they haven't gone far enough. People have been torn apart and their kids waking up, as I said, to boots and flashlights. And he's saying, go harder. Here it is in the interview.
More recently, Americans have been watching videos of ICE tackling a young mother, tear gas being used in a Chicago residential neighborhood, and the smashing of car windows. Have some of these raids gone too far?
No, I think they haven't gone far enough because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Pause, please. Pause, please. If that doesn't tell you that the whole point is cruelty, who thinks like that? Do you know anyone who has that mindset? Should people come legally? Sure. But should people be dragged out of their cars and their homes and their kids and separated? It is infuriating. And Norah says, are you okay with it? Let's hear how he answers.
Because you have to get the people out. You have to look at the people. Many of them are murderers. Many of them are people that were thrown out of their countries because
Pause,
they were,
please. 70% or more reportedly have no criminal background. And many of them are U.S. citizens, either born here or naturalized. But he's not telling you that. Perhaps he doesn't know. Maybe he has something going on. If he doesn't understand about the Binance guy, CZ, and he doesn't understand what's happening on the streets in Chicago, then maybe he does. Maybe he needs an auto pin. Because what kind of person says that out loud? Keep going.
Well, you promised in your campaign that you were going to deport the worst of the worst, violent criminals, rapists.
Well, that's what we're
but
doing.
a lot of the people that your administration has arrested and deported aren't violent criminals. Landscapers, nannies, construction workers,
landscapers
farm
who are criminals.
workers.
Yeah. No, look.
The family of U.S. service members.
I need landscapers and I need farmers more than anybody, okay?
Is it your intent to deport people who do not have a criminal record?
We have to start off.
Did that seem like an edit right there? Can we back that up a little bit? Just back it up. Because, it's not that hard to tell me if this sounds like an edit. Because keep going.
And I need farmers more than anybody, okay?
Is it your intent to deport people who do not have a criminal record?
We have to start off with a policy, and the policy has to be you came into the country illegally, you're going to go out. However, you've also seen you're going to go out, we're going to work with you, and you're going to come back into our country legally.
You're going to come back legally. I mean, I wish that, can somebody please get to the bottom of the Melania immigration story? Because some people are wondering, some have wondered, reportedly, allegedly, like maybe should ICE be going to get Melania? Should they be checking her papers like they want to check everybody else's papers, or other members of Donald Trump's family? I mean, you can't check his parents anymore because they're not here, but his family immigrated. They were immigrants. And he's talking about sending out more National Guard into cities. More. What does that even really mean? Military? Is that mercenaries? Himself? Is he like auditioning for Dictator of the Year? And we're supposed to just like nod along like, oh, yeah, Dictator of the Year, Donald Trump, woo! This is crazy. It's not even politics anymore. And like people used to watch, I haven't watched 60 Minutes, by the way, in forever. I've seen the clips. If there's something that I'm interested in, I'll watch. I just don't watch linear like that. I haven't for a while, since like probably COVID, when I cut the cord. So this is not politics anymore. This is theater. It's chaos, right? With the camera crew. And Donald Trump now has an entire broadcast network, not just Fox, not just the, OAN or Newsmax or any of those guys, News Nation, whatever. He has a whole broadcast company. Soon, probably, reportedly, he's going to own the company that owns CNN. So he'll own CNN, this Ellison, Paramount. He'll own CBS, and then the TikTok algorithm. Yeah. So Donald Trump turns around and talks about, he has a nerve to talk about Joe Biden being in decline, and he used as an auto pen to sign pardons. Really? So this is from the man who pardoned the crypto billionaire that I told you, the Binance guy, Shenping Zhao. He then said he didn't even know who the guy was. And he said it like it was nothing. Roll it.
So far this year, the president has pardoned or shortened the sentences of more than 1,600 people. The latest pardon was for a cryptocurrency tycoon who is known as CZ. The company CZ founded, Binance, helped boost the profile of the Trump family's crypto firm, World Liberty Financial.
He pled guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws.
Right.
Please
the government
listen.
at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a
Don't know
4-month
who.
sentence or something like that. And I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
In 2025, his crypto exchange Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty Financial's stablecoin. And then you pardoned CZ. How do you address the appearance of pay for play?
Well, here's the
know
thing.
who he
I know
is.
nothing about it because I'm too busy doing the other.
But he
I can
got a
only tell
pardon.
you that.
But he got a
No, I
pardon.
can only tell you this. My sons are into it. I'm glad they are because it's probably
Okay, can you stop,
great
please? He starts talking about his sons. The perfect time to say, excuse me, sir, you pardoned someone. Are you telling me you don't? You just said you don't know who he is and you don't know anything about him. Are you telling me and the American people that you didn't know? Because, and then he's going to go on and go, because you criticized Joe Biden a lot about using the auto pen and you said that he didn't know and he was not all there. Do you understand that people are going to compare you with that and say, why the hypocrisy? They're going to see that as hypocritical. But let me just get to the point. It was just, please answer this. You pardoned someone you did not know, you knew nothing about, then why would you pardon him? How did you know that what he was accused of even warranted a pardon? Keep going.
Crypto. I think it's good. You know, they're running a business. They're not in government.
Because you were
World Liberty Financial has denied any involvement in the pardon.
Okay. You pardon him, but you don't know him. Come on, guys. This is why I said this interview is the news. This takes you inside. I don't know why they would allow Donald Trump to do this. Maybe they should be hiding Donald Trump. That interview did not reflect strength. I mean, it was confusion. He was confident about his confusion. It's really dangerous. And then he talked about tariffs and nuclear weapons. If I don't have the power of tariffs, he says, we'd be a third world nation. He talks about America like it is a brand that he is licensing out, like he's got a patent on America and patriotism and what it's like. It's crazy. And he has nerves to talk about, he doesn't even understand that prices are going up at all. Has no idea. This is him talking about inflation and the cost of living. And then he pivots somehow to cash bail out of that. Watch.
And to people that say they're
Cashless bail, I'll
struggling
give you
with
an
cost
example.
of living
Yeah,
expenses, what
cashless
could you do
bail.
about that?
Well, let me just say, cashless bail is a disaster. Got to be changed. Sanctuary cities really have to be changed. There's sanctuary, you know what they're sanctuary for? Criminals. Some basic things have to be changed. But one of the things I really have focused on is making Chicago great again. And we're just getting started in Chicago. But
Okay.
what we did in D.C.,
This
where
whole
we
thing was supposed to be about inflation. But here we go. He did the weave because he doesn't, hey, look, Ms. Brightside, you're right. Is there dementia? I don't know. But he's definitely not making sense there. Keep going.
DC from being so bad to so beautiful. The restaurants are booming. You can't get into a restaurant. They were closing and now they're all opening. You can't get a restaurant now. You can't get into a restaurant.
Go out
but
and
you-
talk
if
to
you
he should go out and talk to some of the restaurant owners like we did when we were there and the people who work in the restaurants. And they're like, look, we can't, there's not enough workers and people are afraid. And they grab people off the streets here. We can't really keep the restaurants open. Well, one, because of the tariffs. Hello, he didn't talk about that, which is what he's supposed to be talking about. That's what the question was about tariffs and affordability and jobs. And then he starts talking about cashless bail and how DC is so great in other cities. Let's see the actual numbers. But he should go talk to some of the people out on the street, like I do, the people in those restaurants who own them and who work there. And they'll tell you, we need these employees. We don't have enough. You're supposed to deport the bad people. We can't afford to, we have to jack up our prices in order to make a profit because of your tariffs. But he doesn't talk about that. That's the end of that clip, right?
No, there's 37 more seconds.
30 seconds. Let's listen.
Want to buy a restaurant or own a restaurant, you almost can't find it. I want to make this happen all over the country. I want it to be like that in New York, in LA, in Chicago. I want to do it as much as can. You know, by the way, Memphis, we're there now. Memphis was a dangerous hellhole, 65% down in crime. And this is after 2 weeks. We can do it all over the place. It's turned out to be a new passion for me, making our city. I had no idea we could be that successful.
Hold on. No. Is that the end, Andy? No? Close?
8 more seconds.
Okay. Here's the thing. So let's just give him that the numbers are down. I don't know. There's no evidence. I don't know. I don't know. And I know that he lies a lot and he exaggerates. Let's just say it is down. Is he going to keep those National Guard military members in those cities? Because as soon as we say they gone, as soon as they gone, that's it. Donald Trump, that's not the point. You're missing the point of the whole thing. You're disrupting the entire ecosystem. Keep going.
I thought it would take a much longer period of time. You know, in Washington, in 12 days, it was really good. In 1 month, it was close to perfect.
Okay. Anyways, no evidence of that. Here's the truth, though. When I said that you're messing up the entire ecosystem, you cannot claim that you love a country and then you keep threatening to break that country. Out on the TV, bragging about money and talking about nuclear testing like it's a new business venture. I mean, he is rewriting reality while people struggle to buy groceries, while ICE is raiding homes, while the country feels like it is holding its breath. And he's still out here selling the same old fantasy that only he can fix it, that everyone else is weak or crooked or in decline, when we can see the evidence in front of our face who's weak and crooked and in decline. And then he keeps saying, well, my sons are running a business. Your sons, yeah. You're not supposed to know anything about the business. You're supposed to divest from those businesses. You remember what you got so pissed at Hunter Biden for? Conducting business as a Biden, and your sons are conducting business as Trump's. And you don't see a problem with that? You don't see any hypocrisy in that? So you know what I saw last night? I saw decline. I did. That's the honest truth. I saw not Biden's decline and not America so much, even though he is dragging us into the gutter, but I saw his decline. Because Donald Trump actually believed his own lies. I mean, when a man starts believing his own lies, when he thinks money equals truth, when the cruelty becomes the only way that Donald Trump knows how to show strength, that is decline. That's what it looks like up close and personal. We saw it. That's why I think this interview is so important. I'm going to play as much of it as possible. And if we're not careful, it's going to become our decline too. So no, this wasn't just about a Trump interview. It was a warning. It was a reminder to everyone that the people who shout law and order the loudest are often the ones who are breaking the law in plain sight. The ones who accuse others of decline are the ones crumbling from the inside out. Say it with me as I say, every accusation is a confession. We're not the ones who lost it. We're the ones who are still holding on and trying not to be pulled down into that gutter. We're still watching. We're still fighting to keep the truth alive, no matter how many times that the administration, the Trump flunkies, the Trump lackeys, the Trump flunky news media, no matter how many networks he owns or buys, we're going to continue to fight. And we have to continue to fight. Not only that, we're going to show you some folks who are on food lines, see how they are dealing with things right now. And also, Donald Trump says he's not a Nazi. You're going to hear that right after a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know these shorter days can mess with your mood, right? Less light, colder weather, holidays coming up. It's easy to feel off balance. That's why BetterHelp wants to remind us to check in with our friends, our loved ones, and with ourselves. Therapy isn't just for crisis. It's about keeping your emotional batteries charged. I've used therapy myself, and I tell you, that first step can be the hardest, but you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. BetterHelp matches you with over 30,000 licensed therapists, all online, all from the comfort of your home. And if it's not a good fit, you can switch anytime. So don't wait. Take that step for yourself today. Visit betterhelp.com/DonLemon for 10% off of your first month. That's betterhelp.com/DonLemon. Support comes from Fatty 15. I know, Fatty 15. And this one is about healthy aging. You know how it goes. We get older, sleep isn't the same, joints ache, energy dips. I've been there. That's why I started using Fatty 15. It's the first new essential fatty acid discovered in over 90 years. It helps strengthen your cells and slows down aging at the cellular level. So Dr. Stephanie Venn Watson discovered it while helping aging dolphins live longer, healthier lives. And now over 100 studies back it up. So personally, I've noticed I sleep a little better, wake up with more energy. It's vegan, 3 times more effective than fish oil. And it comes in a gorgeous glass jar with refill packs delivered right to your door. So go to fatty, Fatty, 15.com/lemon and use the code lemon for 15% off of your 90-day starter kit. That's fatty15.com, fatty15.com/lemon, because aging well starts from the inside. Yeah, it's just like fish oil, except it's more effective. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about what happened. Now, I've given you my monologue on what I think is happening. But, you know, Donald Trump is prosecuting John Bolton. He's prosecuting James Comey, Letitia James, and because it's revenge. He actually, in this interview, I think he admits that it's revenge. Because when asked the question about them and the legitimacy of trying to prosecute them or an indictment for them, he says, you know who was indicted? Me. Good. Is there anybody, seriously, is there anybody out there? Do these MAGA people not see this? I mean, how can you not see this? Man is a lunatic. Donald Trump was prosecuted, tried, and convicted for legitimate reasons. The only reason that he is probably not in jail or in prison is because he became president of the United States. And he has the nerve to call people criminals. People who came across the border and committed less of an infraction, way less than he did. That's initially a misdemeanor, an infraction. Then it goes up after a while. But what Donald Trump did, 34 criminal counts. And then the other stuff that he's not faced anything for because he's president, you know, what the Supreme Court did with the immunity and shit. So here is Donald Trump talking about going after his political enemies.
I want to ask you about another matter. James Comey, John Bolton, Letitia James were all recently indicted. There's a pattern to these names. They're all public figures who have publicly denounced you. Is it political retribution?
You know what? You know who got indicted? The man you're looking at. I got indicted.
What does that have to do with you?
And I was innocent. And here I am because I was able to beat all of the nonsense that was thrown at me. And yet, when you go after a dirty cop like...
Excuse me, Mr. President. I'm sorry. That statement is just not true. You weren't able to beat. You were convicted. Am I wrong? Mr. President, with all due respect, you were convicted. You were not found not guilty. You weren't found not guilty. You were found guilty. And of the other things, you were guilty as well. You just nothing happened because you became president. I know that's what Nora's thinking. I know that's what you're thinking, Norah. Back it up because I want people to hear it. Did you hear what he said? Keep going.
They're all public figures who have publicly denounced you. Is it political retribution?
You know what? You know who got indicted? The man you're looking at. I got indicted. And I was innocent.
You did, and you were found
and here I
guilty
am
by a
because
quarter
I
of
was
your
able to
peers.
beat all of the nonsense
Sure.
that was thrown at me.
wasn't-
And
he
yet,
didn't
when
beat
you
it.
go after a dirty cop like Comey, or a guy like Bolton, who I hear has, I don't know anything about it, I hear he took records all over the place, who knows? Letitia James is a terrible, dishonest person, in my opinion.
Did you instruct the Department of
Pause.
Justice to
Okay, two things there. Number one, when he talked about had records all over the place. I mean, anybody remember the Mar-a-Lago bathroom? What was in Donald Trump's bathroom or storage room in Mar-a-Lago? Does anybody remember that? Mr. President, you were accused of the same thing that Comey did. So you're saying that you're not guilty and he is? And finally, that thing that no one caught, my God. Any of my reporters or producers who are out there, that last part where he says, Letitia James is a terrible person, in my opinion. You don't indict someone because you think they're a terrible person. Otherwise, almost everybody would be indicted. I mean, people are pretty shitty these days. In my opinion, you don't indict people on opinions. You don't indict people because you think they're terrible people. You indict them because maybe they're terrible people and they did something really wrong. Sir, in America, we don't indict people on opinion. We don't indict people because you think they're a terrible person. In your opinion, you're saying you're not even sure. You're saying there's no factual reason to show that she's a terrible person. You've offered no evidence. You just said, in my opinion. Oh my God. Okay, God.
And not in any way, shape, or form. No, you don't have to instruct them because they were so dirty, they were so crooked, they were so corrupt that the honest people.
You don't have to instruct them. He instructed them standing there in the Oval Office. He just with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and all the other ones, Todd Blank, like all of them standing right there. Not to mention his, he thought it was supposed to be, I guess, a memo to her or a text message or a DM. And instead he truth social it, lies social it. Saying, Pam, time now to act. This person is bad. The same old thing is happening. Nothing's getting done. What does that mean? That's in a court of law, that would be evidence. Sir, you're the boss. You don't think when people read someone who is in your command, right? Are you in there? What do you call it? The line of whatever when you are when you're supervising someone, or who do you report to? You don't think that someone would read that and go, "Oh, this is what the bosses want. The boss wants. So I'm going to do it." Wow. Keep going.
Have Pam Bondi's doing a very good job. Kash Patel's doing a very good job. The honest people that we have go after them automatically.
But in a True Social post from
There it
September
is.
addressed to Attorney General Pam Bondi, President Trump endorsed the idea that former FBI
Okay, hold on. Does she talk to him about it after this? I hope she does. Because if it's just in the report, it's too late. Go on.
Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James were, quote, guilty as hell, and wrote, quote, justice must be served now. 5 days later, James Comey was indicted. He pled not guilty, and so did Letitia James and President Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton.
Is this retribution on
No,
your
it's
part?
the opposite. I think I've been very mild-mannered. You're looking at a man who was indicted many times, and I had to beat the rap. Otherwise, I couldn't have run for president.
My
They tried
God,
to
stop!
get me not to run.
That is not true. That is not true. He beat the rap. No, and that's not why he could run for president. I think it was like too close to the election. Like Merrick Garland waited so Merrick Garland, damn brother, waited so long and so late because they were worried about how this would play. I'm sure. Out. Keep going. Sorry. God dang.
For president by going after me and by indicting me.
man. Okay, go on.
That was the end.
Okay. Still go on, Andy. Shit. Okay. Venezuela. Donald Trump being asked about, what are you doing? You're not giving proof of anything, and you're killing people, basically. Some people say he's murdering people without showing any evidence or cause. Here it is.
Are we going to war against Venezuela?
I doubt it. I don't think so, but they've been treating us very badly, not only on drugs. They've dumped hundreds of thousands of people into our country that we didn't want. People from prisons, they emptied their prisons into our country. They also, if you take a look, they emptied their mental institutions and their insane asylums into the United States of America because Joe Biden was the worst president in the history of our country.
Can you back it up a little bit? You know how you know when Donald Trump is lying? Well, his lips are moving. But when he's talking like this, and then he starts going down into the thing where he starts, because Joe Biden was so, this is so bad. And then when he gets all perturbed or whatever, that's like, he's coming up with a whopper. Let me tell you this big fucking whopper I'm about to lie that I'm about to spew out of my tiny little mouth. Joe Biden was such a bad little person that he was right. Back it up. Listen to the sort of. It's like a what do you call the thing that they do? The growl that when they talk about this voice, whatever they call it. What do you guys call that? You know what I'm talking about?
Vocal fry.
Mm-hmm. It almost is like a vocal fry. It's Donald Trump's version of vocal fry. All right, back it up a little bit and play it so you can hear him.
Badly, not only on drugs. They've dumped hundreds of thousands of people into our country that we didn't want. People from prisons, they emptied their prisons into our country. They also, if you take a look, they emptied their mental institutions and their insane asylums into the United States of America because Joe Biden was the worst president in the history of our country.
Okay. But Joe Biden didn't know what he was talking about. I wonder if Joe Biden would have known about the Binance guy. I wonder if he would have known about that. Do we need to remind you that the government is shut down? Norah O'Donnell did ask him about the government being shut down and what he intended to do about it. You're going to hear that right after this word from our sponsors. Support for the show comes from Lean. We've all tried those diets that don't last. The fad ones, juice cleanses, the quick fixes. And what happens? The weight comes right back. Doctors call that weight cycling, and it can mess with your heart, it can mess with your liver and your metabolism over time. So Lean is different, though. It is a doctor-created supplement, not a prescription shot, designed to help your body keep the weight off naturally. It supports healthy blood sugar, tamps down cravings, and helps your body burn fat for energy. So for me, it's about stability. No crash, no diets, no guilt, just balance. So if you're ready to stop the cycle and take control, visit takelean.com and use the code LEMON for 20% off. That's TAKELEAN.com, and the promo code is LEMON. Thanks to our sponsors. Now, you guys know they've been trying to kill Obamacare forever. One of the reasons that we're here with what's happening now is because this is their way of killing Obamacare. They won't tell you that. And because a lot of people need it. So they figured if they can do it through this, then they got it without causing a furor. But now they have caused a furor and their backs are against the wall. Here he is being asked about Obamacare, his Obamacare replacement.
Care is terrible. It's bad health care at far too high a price. We should fix that. We should fix it. And we can fix it with the Democrats. All they have to do is let the country open and we'll fix it. They have to let the country open and I'll sit down with the Democrats and we'll fix it. But they have to let the country. And you know what they have to do? All they have to do is raise 5 hands. We don't need all of them.
But so you're saying
So with Donald Trump, you cannot let him go when because he's going to talk over you. You have to go, sir, excuse me, sir, with all due respect, I need to Let me just say this, sir. I'm sorry. I can't let you go on because that's what you said is just not true. And I need you to explain that to people. Sir, because back it up. She's trying to get in. She's trying to get in. And then he just talks over her. Keep going.
Democrats, and we'll fix it. But they have to let the country. And
So
you know what
your
they have
plan-
to do? All they have to do is raise 5 hands. We don't need all of them.
But so you're saying your plan is to tell the Democrats to vote to end the shutdown?
Correct. Very simple.
And that you will put forward a health care plan?
No, we will work on fixing the bad health care that we have. Right now, we have terrible health care at too expensive for the people, not for the government, for the people.
He has offered no fix. He has showed nothing, him nor any Republican. There's no fix. There's no plan. Where is this grand plan? He's such a liar. Keep going.
Mr. President, with all due
are
respect,
paying-
you've been talking about fixing the health care
Sure,
insurance plan
and you
since
can't do it
2015.
because of the Democrats.
But
That's
since
right.
2015, you've said you'd
I've been
fix it.
talking about.
Pause. And he's saying it's from the Democrats. Is that the end of it? Or you just pause it, Andy?
I just paused.
Okay. He's been talking about it since 2015 when he got into the race. And then he had the whole first term. Didn't happen. Remember, John McCain couldn't do it then. And then now he's back again. He couldn't do it. But even when he tried to kill it, there was no significant plan offered. When asked about it on the campaign trail this time, you guys know what he said, right? Can anybody remember? Can anybody remember what he said his plan was? Tell me. I'll wait. I'll wait. Let's see who's first. No plan. It's not that hard. If you guys can't remember. Thank you very much. Rugby YM. The fool said he had concepts of a plan. Thank you, Violet. Concepts of a plan. And he has the nerve to say, we have a better plan. Where is it? Keep going. Liar.
For a long time, we almost did it. We were 1 vote short. We would have had great health care.
That was in 2017, when Senate Republicans failed by 1 vote to partially repeal Obamacare.
We can make it much less expensive for people and give them much better health care.
But where is
and
that
I'd
plan?
be willing to
But
work
where's
with the
that plan?
Democrats on it.
Thank you, Nora.
And to people that say,
Where's the plan? Is this the end?
Yeah, that's it.
Where is that plan? By the way, I didn't watch the whole interview. I just saw clips of it. Did you guys? Anyway, I was getting dressed to do something. Did he talk Epstein at all? Because a lot of that stuff that he's doing, like Venezuela and all that stuff, a lot of this is a deflection. And even putting troops and stuff on the street, this is a distraction from Epstein. Thank you, guys. You guys are smart. Concepts of a damn plan. It's crazy. I just can't, how does this man sit there and lie? And again, I watched this interview as much as I could stand, so you don't have to. I told you about it, the cost of living, and then he pivots to cashless bail. And then now, he says, I'm not a Nazi, I am the opposite. He should explain that to his vice president, J.D. Vance, who likened him to the Fuhrer. You guys know who that is, Hitler. Here he is, I'm not a Nazi.
I think it's a lot of the rhetoric. Look, they call me a Nazi all the time. I'm not a Nazi. I'm the opposite. I'm somebody that's saving our country. But they call me Nazi. They have talking points, They have just talking points. And the press is largely responsible for it. The fake news, what they've done, I think one of the greatest terms I've ever come up with is fake news. What they've done to our country is very bad. They have to change around. Now, nobody believes the fake news. Nobody believes them. I mean, they've gone, you talk about popularity, you talk about approval. Their approval numbers have gone from like in the 90s to in the teens now.
It's everything about him. God, man, I would love to sit across from him. Woo! Can you imagine that heat? Because I have a big, booming voice. And it's very hard to talk over people who have that kind of a voice. Sir, excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. I can't let you do it. You're a rude person. I'm not rude. I just want some answers. You said this, but there's no evidence. All I want you to do, respectfully, is to show me and tell me what the evidence is of that. Then he starts to fight. No, I'm sorry, sir, you're not answering my question. And you are a public servant. Perhaps you've forgotten that. And people are listening to this interview because they want to hear from you and they want answers from the person they elected to serve them publicly. Can you please answer the question? Thank you. He'd probably get up and leave. And then I'd be like, and then when he gets up and leave, like a lot of people will be like, Mr. John, sir, I'd be like, oh, so you're going to leave, right? You're just going to be a coward because you can't answer the questions? I thought Republicans weren't supposed to be snowflakes. Why? Yeah. Why are you leaving? Okay, leave. You can see, and I would turn right to the camera and say, you can see Donald Trump is a coward because he just left the interview. He does not have the stamina, nor the cognitive ability, nor the respect to be able to answer questions, legitimate questions from a journalist. You don't beg him. You don't stop and look at the camera and go, oh my God, why is he leaving? Oh, he's leaving. You guys over there. You see Donald Trump is leaving. That is the most cowardly thing I've ever seen a president do. He can't take questions from a news anchor. Like he's the president of the United States and he doesn't have answers for a news anchor. What does that tell you about him? Now, if he were any kind of president that knew what he was talking about, he would sit right down here and continue the interview. But that's not what he is choosing to do. He would get his ass right there. He would be so infuriated. And then I would play, and I would say, play the whole thing. Play it. No edit. Do you think we have that, though? You think that they would ever let somebody do that in this day and age? Shit. No. Look, here's what MSNBC is calling this. Snap has expired. Trump held a great Gatsby party. You saw that. Is there another video? I thought there was another video that I had of folks dancing at Mar-a-Lago. Do we have it?
Yeah, we have two more.
Yeah. Can we? So this is what's happening. I'll show you this, and I'm going to show you what's happening at the food banks. Here is Mar-a-Lago this weekend. Wow. Now, let me just tell y'all something. Oh, now I see where he got that idea for that ugly patio, because it looks like something he wants at Mar-a-Lago. Oof, is that what Mar-a-Lago looks like? Okay, look. That's a bad look, y'all. And I'm not saying people should not, have a good time. That people should have a good time and blow off some steam. But there is a difference when you are the president of the United States and people are blaming you for a government shutdown and for the benefits they're not going to get. And when you do have the money, the emergency fund, to be able to pay for those benefits, but you refuse to. And then the judge now has ordered you to. And so far, nothing, we have not heard, as we are live right now, if he's actually going to sign it or pass them out or give those people their benefits. Play that same one back. That's a bad look, man. Look at this. This is Mar-a-Lago. And these people have the nerve to talk about morality and drag queens and trans people and whatever. And they're like, what are they? Hello? That's what drag queens do in clubs. Not even that. Most drag queens just sing and mimic the performer they're singing. Either they're Whitney Houston or they're Judy Garland or Liza. Is this like, right? They're usually not like that. Definitely, I've not seen like that. And the nerve, and who is that? The nerve of someone to criticize Sydney Sweeney for wearing a revealing dress. People have been wearing revealing dresses forever. Ask Cher about that. We used to turn on Sonny and Cher in the 70s, and you're like, whoa, wait, I mean, Cher is basically just naked from the waist up. But now they're like, oh my God, Sydney Sweeney, you can see her boobs. Oh, yeah, you could see her boobs. Shit, if you had boobs like that too, you would show them. Let the woman be. It's her body, and she looks great, fantastic. Congratulations, Sydney Sweeney. You look beautiful in that dress. That's all I have to say. And yes, right. Whoever said that in the thing, drag queens do it better. Whoever said that in the chat, right on 100%. So that was Mar-a-Lago this weekend. Now let me show you what was actually happening around America. Show them the lines, Andy. These are food banks. This is from our friends over at the Hill. These are food banks and people who are in line. I wish we could play the music from Mar-a-Lago. Now, you feel me? You see what I'm doing? A damn shame. Look at this. This is just one place in the United States of America. One place. One place. It should break your heart. Look at this. Lord have mercy. And you're dancing at Mar-a-Lago while America burns. Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. But not the cake we have. Feed them the cheaper cake. One American story that you're going to hear, because people are worried not just about food, they're worried about healthcare. Open enrollment started on the 1st. We're going to hear one American's story about waiting in line. She's going to take us through the entire time that she's there. But I want you guys to pay attention to this because this involves your healthcare. Okay, here we go. I want to talk to you about something that really matters, especially if you are 64 years old or older. It's Medicare annual enrollment season, and this is a time to pay attention, everyone. I just went through it with my mom, and perhaps you have been there too, sitting at the kitchen table, buried in paperwork, trying to make sense of it all. Plans have changed. Some were even canceled. And get this, according to the Wall Street Journal, if you're not careful, you could end up paying more, even lose coverage for your doctor, for the doctor that you trust. So pay attention. That's why I am telling you about Chapter. Chapter is the Don Lemon Show Network's new health partner. They review every plan nationwide to find out what's best for you, not what makes them money. Their help is 100% free. It takes about 20 minutes. And on average, people save around $1,100 a year. So don't wait. Call Chapter at 212-931-0855 before December 7th and make sure you and your family are protected. Make sure you and your family are protected. Take care of your family, okay? Just to give you an idea of what is happening, I want to play this. We played it last week, but I just want to show you. This is from Good Morning America, our friends over at ABC, just a little bit of it to show you how the country is dealing, how the country is living while the other half lives at a seaside resort with a great Gatsby party. Here it is.
Across the country, food banks working overtime as the federal shutdown stretches to a full month and the discontinuation of the nation's largest food assistance program looms.
I'm at $2.45 right now.
Food bank workers expect food insecurity to skyrocket.
It's been days that I haven't go to sleep because I'm thinking what's going to happen to all of us.
SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, serves nearly 42 million people every month. But if the shutdown continues, SNAP funding will stop on November 1st.
It's hard to say we need help, especially as mamas. You know, we're supposed to take care of our babies, and when we can't, we need help.
That means more Americans will need to rely on food pantries. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom deploying the National Guard.
Gavin
to
Newsom
help
has
stop.
the National Guard deploying the National Guard in the way that they should be deployed. But this is one young lady's journey at a food bank, and she is a person who is they'll tell you, these folks will tell you they're not trying to scam the system. They've just fallen on hard times. And it is really tough to feed your family on minimum wage now. Things are not affordable. Here she is.
I came 15 minutes early to the food bank today. We're 74th in line. Let's see how long it takes and if we get any food. This food bank is set to start at 10:30 and we're in the third line over. It's 10:30 now, 11 cars have gotten in line behind me and it should be starting any second. It's 10:33 and the line is just starting to move. It's 10:41 and the first line, which is a little bit shorter, is all the way through. By 10:44, it's almost our turn to get checked in. We're 17 minutes in and this second line is about 1/3 of the way through. After 25 minutes, you can see the end of this line. I don't know how this trailer is gonna get through, but I think that most of these cars came in after and kind of slipped in. So I think we're gonna get pushed up sooner. It's been 28 minutes and we're pushing up into line. And now that we've rounded the corner, we can see the blue tents where the food's being handed out. People are getting out so they can lift their trunks. It's made really fast with this 2-line system. This is everybody that's gotten in line after me. In total, that was a 36-minute wait. Let's go home and I'll show you what we got. We were given 2 bundles of organic bananas, 4 plantains, bok choy, peaches, sweet cherries, organic spring mix, butternut squash, and green grapes.
So that was one woman's experience. And it seems like she got through faster than a lot of people, because if you look at those lines, USDA sent word of grocery stores prohibiting them from offering discounts to EBT SNAP recipients. Motown Mimi, thank you. So what are you going to do today to help? When I am done with this, I'm going to go to my local food bank. And I'm going to go help some people out. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm saying that not because it's like, oh yeah, I'm such a good guy. I think I want everyone to do the same or do something similar if you can help. If you can. And guess what? People certainly understand if you can, because these are hard times. So no judgment here. If you can, do it. If you cannot, then don't. Because a lot of people have fallen on hard times. A lot of folks have fallen on hard times. So I hope that you're okay today. But I also want your neighbor, check on your neighbors, everyone. Check on your loved ones. Check on your friends. Just check. Just go out in your neighborhood and do something. Do something that you can do, even if just throw a prayer up. Whatever it is that you can do. And you think about these fools in Washington. And mainly I'm talking about the MAGA folks and the Republican senators and Congress people. Because this is all some BS. This is all BS. Manufactured, self-made. Okay? So if you want to know anything about the Don Lemon Show, you can go to donlemon.com and check it out, right? At the top, right under the Don Lemon Show, that's our main YouTube channel. Go there and subscribe. You can also subscribe right on the bottom of the screen that you're watching on now. There's a subscribe button if you haven't. It's really important for us that you do. And also it's important for us to become a member. You can join where it says join right there. You can become a member of the Don Lemon Show. And there's also a join button if you're watching us on an iPhone now. Okay? You can join. Our memberships are extremely reasonable. Everyone keeps telling me I need to raise them. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to raise our memberships. But tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, big election ahead. Get your behinds out there and go vote. Go vote, people. Okay? Vote like your lives depend on it, because they do. Also, I want you to check this out, because you're going to get some information. You're going to laugh. You're going to all kinds of stuff. You're going to enjoy. This is check us out at City Winery, November 18th. It's going to be me, Jen Welch, Anthony Scaramucci. Anthony can talk to you anything about business, about money or whatever, help you with the finances or whatever. Jen can give you, she's just going to give you the tea. She's going to make you laugh. She's going to make you think. We'll talk about her book. We'll talk about my book. We'll talk to you. We're going to take your questions. So November 18th at City Winery. This is going to be lit. It's going to be really fun, guys. City Winery right here in New York, November 18th. There's also, Andy, we need to start gathering the one too, because on December 8th, Philadelphia, DL Hughley and I will be in Philadelphia at City Winery on November 8th. November 8th. I'm sorry, excuse me. Screw that up. December 8th. December 8th. December 8th. DL Hughley and I. First in Philly, December 8th. And then on December 10th, Chicago. I love you, Chicago. We'll see you on December 10th. November 18th, me, Jen Welch, and Anthony Scaramucci, and special guest star Jay Jordan is going to be there, and others. And on December 8th, Philadelphia, December 10th, Chicago. That should be easy. November, coming soon, New York. December 8th, Philadelphia. December 10th, Chicago. There you go. So anyways, thank you for watching. Do we have any merch picks? Did you show our merch? If you go to donlemon.com, you can click on merch and you can find our merch store. All right. And do we have some photos?
We do. We have 3.
Who do we have?
This is from what says Lemon Blossom, aka Snow Black.
Oh, nice. Hello, Lemon Blossom, aka Snow Black. I love that little, it's like a cornucopia of fall. Leaves, statues. Love it. Thank you. Thanks for your support. It looks good there.
This is from the same person.
Wow.
This is their Halloween
Beautiful.
costume.
She's beautiful. And nice Halloween costume. I'm glad you enjoyed your Halloween. What else? Who do we have?
Lemon legend Willette Davis after voting.
I love Willette. I love that you voted. Thank you, Willette, for voting. Look at that Lemon Nation. Thank you. That's Lemon Nation. She is a legend, and she's at the top tier of our membership. So she's on the show often. Who else? Who else do we have?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. So you guys, I know, crazy. I'm just going to show you one picture. Let's show them one picture, okay? Check it out on social media. We'll show it to you quick. So we did the thing. We had a little fun on Friday. This was me and Tim. Friday night. He was Taylor Swift. I was Beyonce. All right, enough. That's it. Go check it out on Don Lemon social, Don Lemon official on Instagram or anywhere. Just go look for Don Lemon. You'll see it. Okay. Thank you guys. I want you to be informed without being inundated until I see you back here at 5 p.m. Eastern time on the Don Lemon Show on the Don Lemon channel. By the way, oh my God, can we talk about these campaign ads that are going on? New York, they are wild. They're going hard here in New York. It's like a comedy. You watch them and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wait, did he just talk about his mama? I mean, they are going in here in New York. What about where you are? These ads are wild for Mamdani, these Cuomo ads against Mamdani. Oh my gosh. There's one for, have you guys seen the one for Hassan Piker? I just saw that one this morning. I was like, oh, let me see what's on the TV. And it was like a Hassan Piker ad for, look, this is, what was it? This is Mamdani hanging out with his friend Hassan Piker, who said, what did he say? Who said that America deserved 9/11. It's basically, they're like birds of a feather. These are bad people. He does not deserve to be. I was like, oh. I was like, look at Hassan Piker catching strays. Like, what is going on? Have you guys seen these ads? I mean, it is crazy. The gloves are off. Someone said the gloves are off in Virginia. The gloves are off here in New York. They are going hard. In the meantime, Mamdani is out like at every club, every bar, every restaurant, up at 5 this morning campaigning. And I don't know what Andrew Cuomo's doing. I have no idea. Mamdani in full suit shows up at a gay bar at 1 a.m. Then he goes to the club. I think he went to the Black Club at like 2 a.m. He was like all out. No, there's nothing new. My social media team posted something of Mamdani at a gay bar. It's nothing new. Politicians have been doing late night pub crawls at gay bars forever. Ed Rendell did it. What's her name? Ginty, whatever, in Pennsylvania did it. Hillary Clinton, Andrew Cuomo was at the gay pride parade. By the way, just so you know, Andrew Cuomo was way ahead on same-sex marriage. like before people were even accepting of same-sex marriage. Andrew Cuomo was out there fighting for same-sex marriage. So, but he's been to the Pride Parade, and Hillary Clinton has been to the Pride Parade, and the slews of politicians have gone. So that was no big deal. But to be campaigning for Mamdani to be out there, like just going, he's going hard, like not sleeping. So he's not just going to the gay bars, he's going everywhere. Everywhere. Crazy. Oh, and do you guys think it was helpful that Trump, didn't Trump endorse Cuomo? Right, producers? Didn't he do that? I know I woke up
I think
late.
so. I saw a Mamdani ad saying that, pointing it out and being like, oh, is this what you want?
Yeah. I think Mamdani, Mamdani, New York Times, mocks Cuomo after Trump offers his reluctant backing. So, yeah. There you go. It's crazy here. And the interviews, Lord have mercy. But those ads, just turn the TV on to watch them. It is pure comedy gold. It's better than a soap opera. It's like The Young and the Restless. The Young and the Restless and the Old and the Restful. Okay. See you guys. Be informed without being inundated. See you back here 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Don Lemon Show, Don Lemon Channel, Lemon Live at 5. Turn the TV off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support.